Here it made 182 for 3. Very consistent scoreline there. Gavaskar 29, Srikanth 23, and Bensaka 38, and a very polished 38 that was before he was so brilliantly caught by Graham Gooch. 59 not out to Mahinda Ramanath and 20 to Azharuddin. They're moving along quite smoothly, and that is a very strong Indian batting lineup. 182 for 3, and the bowling, I thought Radford made an interesting debut. 2 for 63 from 17 overs, 2 maidens. He obviously hurries onto the batsman a little more than they believe is possible. Only a short run and quite a hustler as he comes into the crease. No wickets for Foster. Pringle had 1, and the spinners Edmonds and Embury failed to take a wicket, although there was some turn there. But my word, it is slow turn, and there's not very much bounce there at all. The situation of the match, the second day, the end of the second day of this Cornhill Test, India 208 behind, 182 for 3 against England's 300. And said play could begin, and we pick it up now with just 3 runs added to that overnight total. It's the second over, and Foster is coming in to bowl to MOHAMMAD AZHARUDDIN. All close. Didn't look to me as though he got very far down the track there. Must have been only a whisker away.
Well, a very good delivery there, and maybe just missing leg stump, but very, very close indeed, and certainly the batsman just getting the benefit of the doubt there.
Two splendid deliveries from Neil Foster. There's an outside edge. It had French going down the leg side.
Well, that was very, very close, and without the little naked, it would certainly have been LBW as well. Nearly at the back of the bat, in fact, there.
Derek Pringle is the bowler. Comes in now to MOHAMMAD AZHARUDDIN. Good thinking from Gatting. He was onto his wrong hand, but he turned very, very quickly. He knew he had the man backing up, David Gower. Couldn't have been far away. MOHAMMAD AZHARUDDIN really had to stretch himself there. Always a very difficult thing, run out. It's the most controversial aspect of umpiring there can possibly be these days with television. Athey does a wonderful job there and just dollies the ball in. The stumps are broken, and if you think that that's an easy sort of decision to make, let's have a look now at what umpire Barry Mayer would have seen. He'd have seen a cloud of dust and players rushing everywhere, and Athey's arm coming up, and the batsman sliding the bat through. And there we are. Very, very difficult. Gone very well, Foster, this morning. He's had his leg cutter going, and that one was a real good in-ducker.
Oh, it's incredible. I just got past that leg stump. Must have been very, very close indeed there.
203 for 3 now. 71 to Ramanath, 28 to MOHAMMAD AZHARUDDIN. 200 came up in 437 balls. The last 50 in 132. First one, Derek Pringle really has over-pitched. Got it right in the slot. AZHARUDDIN made no mistake at all.
That's Pringle. He's taking a rest. And this is Edmonds. He's going to have a bowl. Well played. The outfield not quite running as quickly as it has done during the match so far. But still a very profitable nudge by Amarnath. Brings him 3 runs. So this is beginning to look a good morning for the Indian side. They're now 172 runs behind. Neil Radford from the City end. Oh, so close. Yes, I know how you feel.
And a fair amount of indifferent bounce at that end now. That ball hardly reaching French. So from England's point of view, they really do need a breakthrough. This partnership now pushing its way towards 100.
First one that's really turned.
This is the line Edmonds has got to look for. He's tended to bowl the ball too much near leg stump. It's got to be on and around off stump.
Well bowled. One turned, one went straight on. What better combination can you possibly have? And as Bob Willis underlined, that was the perfect line. And one senses the real disappointment of getting out because he's done all the hard work. 79 runs scored. India now 228 for 4. Incoming batsman is Ravi Shastri.
Amarnath undermined by the previous delivery, and that one a little bit quicker, going straight on. And a good piece of bowling by the left armer.
Nice stop from Gower. They'll still get 2. But he certainly saved Radford 2 runs.
AZHARUDDIN very quickly to pick up that length. Smashes it into the offside, and Gower has been exceptional in the field this morning. Another fine diving stop.
And 50 to Mohammed AZHARUDDIN. And some lovely shots, once or twice. Beaten off the seam, but his 50 came up in only 105 balls faced. Includes 5 boundaries. 6 runs were added up to the luncheon interval. The new ball was taken in that time, and Radford bowled 2 deliveries. Then the umpires took the players off for bad light, and it began to rain. Lunch was taken early, and it was 240 for 4, 50 not out to Mohammed AZHARUDDIN. Radford 2 for 77, a wicket each to Pringle, Edmonds and Embury not used. And the position of the game at that time was that India were 150 runs behind England's first innings score of 390. Well, the players brought themselves and the umpires back onto the field after the rain had stopped. We pick up play now with the 4th ball of the 3rd over. Another 7 runs have been added. Here's Radford now coming in, and Mohammed AZHARUDDIN, who's made his half-century, is taking straight. Beautifully placed. Even the wet outfield is going to allow them to take 3 there. And a little slip as well.
And that would certainly have been 4 yesterday before this rain came and just slowed the outfield down a bit. And a very fine stroke indeed there.
The change of angle almost did the trick there for Neil Radford.
First it's Foster's turn to suffer, and now Radford. A very fine piece of bowling. He's completely opened Shastri up, looking to play the ball on that onside. Neil Foster is going to continue out here. He's beaten the bat, must be on 20 occasions during this innings. And he's worked very hard at his bowling this season. He started off in some disarray after the West Indies tour. And still the luck goes the batsman's way. AZHARUDDIN aiming that ball through the offside and squirts off the inside edge down to fine leg.
Well, how many times does he have to beat the bat, Neil Foster? Oh, what a fantastic catch. If that is a catch, that is completely brilliant. Oh, breathtaking catch by Bruce French. And if Neil Foster could have dreamed a wicket, it would have been that. An inside edge flying down the leg side and a keeper flying after it.
We were singing Bruce French's praise earlier. That is a truly magnificent take.
That could only be Kapildev. Jubilation of the Indian crowd, but what a dismissal that was. One of the finest catches I've seen behind the stumps. The inside edge, off goes French, into the left hand. And off he goes. A brilliant shot for one. Kapildev off the mark. Well bowled, Neil Foster. I think while we are commiserating with the England seamers who are getting these edges and Indian batsmen playing and missing, perhaps we ought to pay a compliment to the Indian batsmen who probably find batting quite a difficult exercise out there. And what I like about it is that they've all gone for their shots. Another fine catch by Graham Gooch. I shall not be convinced that it was his catch all the way, but in he went, left hand snaking out, and Ravi Shastri's gone.
Gooch took a magnificent right-handed one-hand catch yesterday. This time he goes in front of Pringle, first slip, and snatches the ball out of fresh air. So the fortunes changed for Neil Foster. 2 wickets in 2 overs.
Ravi Shastri caught Gooch, bowled Foster 18. Kieran Morey is the new batsman. Quite an appeal from Foster, not really supported behind if you look at the reactions, and definitely not supported by umpire Mayer. Well, that's what Kieran Morey has to say about all that.
A juicy half volley which he dispatches for 4, but that mustn't take away credit from Neil Foster. It was another fine over and could have had Morey out first ball.
It is a change at the City end. Radford goes off, and Pringle, after his elaborate warming up procedures, is prepared to bowl. Well, that's a delicacy for which Kapildev is not usually known, but he's a man of amazingly versatile talent with the bat. This delicate leg glide. Well, it was in the air, but perfectly placed. It was never going anywhere else. And it didn't matter what speed the outfield was, fast or slow. That is a typical Capildale boundary. Either the ball is being beaten the bat, and they play and miss, or it disappears for 4 runs. There seems to be no in-between play. That is a single much appreciated by the great phalanx of the Indian supporters here. 300 up, loss of 6 wickets, and that precious single got by their favourite, Capildale.
It's high in the air. Bruce French running underneath it and taking another good catch. The England out cricket since they came back onto the field after that interruption for rain has been really excellent. So the dangerous Capildale goes. He'll be disappointed. He was beginning to look really dangerous. But full credit to the England out cricket. It's been really fine to watch since lunchtime.
Roger Binney, the new batsman. The batsman cross, so Kieran Morey now faces Neil Foster. And then another 4, and that's been the extraordinary pattern of the day's play. One moment the bowler apparently on top, and the batsman groping, and the next minute it's overpitched, and whack, away goes the 4.
One more over was bowled up to the tea interval. No runs from that, 306 for 7. And what a good-looking scorecard that is for India. Very, very consistent, as has been the case with their batting all the way through this series. 306 for 7, a fine performance that, chasing the 390 for England. Bowling figures for England, Radford and Foster. Well, Foster very unlucky, 3 for 74 from 32 overs. He and Radford had plenty of work to do. Radford has reached the century mark, and still down the bottom of the list there, John Embury, no wicket for 23 from 9 overs. He hasn't bowled at all today. In position of the game, India 84 runs behind. We join play now with the last ball of the 5th over after tea. 6 runs have been added. The bowler is Neil Foster. Taking strike is Kieran Morey. A very good shot. Every time Foster has strayed just a fraction, Morey has given him a real belt.
Certainly a very risky stroke, this. Just going down to leg stump and using the pace of the ball, just turning it away and whipping it away, and it really whistled to the square leg boundary.
Didn't quite time that, but the idea was good. It's a chance to test Athy's arm, and there's an indication that it's not all that it should be. He's just carrying that right arm, and I reckon he's wincing a little bit as well. You won't see any better shot than that from a number 1 or number 2 batsman. This time it came from number 9, Roger Binney.
Yes, I don't think many batsmen in this match have played the shot much better than that. Used his feet, got down the wicket, and what a perfect finish.
That's in the air, but it's safe. And plenty of power behind it too. That's 4 more runs to Roger Binney. No shortage of strokes from Roger Binney.
No, it doesn't matter what number you bat in this Indian side, they all go for the hook and everything. And pretty good shot there.
Hesitation, and that might well have been a run out. Really and truly, it was the first bit of untidy England fielding. It was deep square leg, who had a double juggle at the ball. Couldn't quite get it back in. Oh, that's a super shot. Roger Binney playing with all the composure of a frontline batsman and with the whole range of shots. So Binney now 31 and Morey 28. Another very annoying partnership building up as far as England's concerned.
Embury is coming on. It was last seen almost precisely 1 day ago.
In the air, just beats Edmonds. It's very well played by Kieran Morey. And it's no good saying the ball might have gone straight into Edmonds' hands. We've had a day of the ball not going to anybody's hands. Well out of his reach. So 4 more to Kieran Morey. This is Neil Radford to Roger Binney. Just held up while people settle behind the bowler's arm. And a highly polished attack too.
An extremely high-class shot this from Roger Binney. Short ball from Radford. He's quickly got his weight transferred to the back foot and pulls it away on the onside. John Embury has the problem bowling round the wicket. He's got to make the ball pitch between wicket and wicket to have any chance of an LBW.
Confident appeal, and up goes the finger. John Embury gets success. Strangely docile shot from Roger Binney, but it was clear that John Embury had at last got his line right. He'd struggled around the wicket just to get that on, pitching on, inside edge, turning onto the pad, and David Garrett doesn't miss those.
Just a little nick onto the pad, and the end of a very worthwhile innings from Roger Binney. Plays some very attractive strokes indeed.
And that brings in Chetan Sharma. Well, they're discussing first innings lead there, I think. Big thing in India if a side takes a first innings lead. Oh, what a cracking shot. Well, that was impotent. Someone should tell them, Bob, that tail-enders are not supposed to play like that.
Yeah, wish someone had taught me to play that shot. It is very refreshing to see the new breed of Indian players taking a leaf out of their captain's book and saying, if I've got a bit of batting ability, I'm certainly going to show it.
Oh, and again. Well, it wasn't so long ago, in a certain contest in Sharjah, I saw Chetan Sharma on the receiving end of that sort of treatment from Javed Miandad. It's obviously stuck in the memory.
There's a great scorecard for India. Just a run of consistent scoring all the way down from Gavaskar's 29 down to Binney's 40. Now it's Derek Pringle. There's one for David Gower. Rather a nasty one, but he's got a very safe pair of hands, and the 9th wicket goes down. Chetan Sharma, the only one to miss getting into double figures so far. A wicket to Pringle, who came on in place of Radford. A well-deserved wicket too, because Pringle bowled very well early on.
Good bit of cricket. Gatting had brought Gower in closer, so Sharma tried to clear him at mid-on, but just managed to sky the ball high in the air and takes the catch comfortably.
Maninder Singh is the last man in for India.
Great importance shown in India to side getting a first innings lead.
Didn't time that, but it'll give Gower a long chase. He won't be able to stop them taking 3. There's a bad arm, and Maninder Singh's going to look for the extra one. Gower very cleverly again has ripped the ball in along the ground.
Moray managing to clear Gower at mid-on.
Well, that takes the score up to be level. 390 for 9. That's the reaction from the Indian supporters when they've got a tie. And they're not going to get any further. It's come off the gloves. An unusual dismissal, and Bruce French claims another victim. So the scores are tied on the first innings. Wouldn't it be nice if those scores were tied at the end of the second innings as well, not to mention how exciting it would be. That's a good scoreline for India, very, very consistent, and a fine effort from the tail enders. Kieran Moray batted quite beautifully for his 48, and so too Roger Binney for his 40. Bowling figures for England, well, they're not as impressive as they might have been. They beat the battle lot today, those fellas. Neil Radford, 2 for 131, and then Neil Foster, 3 for 93. He had no luck at all early in the day. You might think there's some justice in the world now that he's got those 3 wickets. Pringle, 2 for 61. Edmonds, 1 for 55. And John Embury coming on late, 2 for 40 in 18.5 overs and 7 maidens. So there it is, the scores level after 3 days of this Cornhill Test. Runs have been added in the